Let's try this one. How about there? Okay, I had the wrong thing. Yeah, there we go. How about this? How about this? Is this working? Is this working? Chickens and pickles, chickens and pickles. Thank you for your help as I figure this out. Whoppity-doo-dah. If you're just joining us, this is Postcards. Postcards. I'm gonna wait for confirmation from the chat room. Hey, Diggy Cat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Emily, chickens and pickles. When you're down and you're blue and you don't know what to do, just write a postcard. When you're feeling fine and there's something on your mind, just write a postcard. Don't you know Grandma loves this show? She listens every time from North Moldova. You don't need a reason, you don't need a rhyme to write a postcard to P.O. Box 1252. Just write a postcard. 04098. Just write a postcard to Westbrook, Maine, 'cause Grandma loves this show. Well. Welcome to Postcards, everybody. I'm super excited to be here with you. I'm your host, Jenny Van West, coming to you live from the Postcard studio, giving a shout out to live audience this morning, and also all y'all who might be listening later, or tonight, or tomorrow, or next week, or and of course, a shout out to all the folks, all the good population of about 40 on North Moldova off the coast of Finland, where Grandma lives. We've got a letter from Grandma today, which I will don my special hat from her in order to read the mail today. And we've got some great stuff coming up. We've got Steals and Deals. That's our new department. Every Monday, Steals and Deals. And today, we've got, let's take a look at this. Yes, we have Steals and Deals from three different grocery stores. So we're going to get to that in a minute. Let's see. But let's see. Okay, a little bit of stuff. All right, so the deal with this show, if you're just joining us for the very first time, which I know our live audience right now is veteran, long-term Postcards user. And while we're talking, I'm going to make sure that I'm totally live on Facebook here. Gosh, I was totally prepared last night, and then I got 3 hours of sleep. You can write to us, P.O. Box 1252, Westbrook, Maine, 04098. And just so you know, conveniently, it's in the song. So all you got to do is memorize the song, tune in every week, and you will never not know where to write to us. Okay, here we go. I'm getting us public on Facebook here. For some reason, this is just a little thing about the back room at Postcards. When I post to my personal page, there we go. We're good. So anyway, write to us, P.O. Box 1252, Westbrook, Maine, 04098. And I just wanted to give you a little lesson in making a postcard right now, okay? So what I have here is some garden variety trash, okay? I just pulled them out of the recycling, okay? Get yourself a pair of scissors. All right, you give yourself a chance to eat whatever's in there. And this was sweet potato crackers, which are a really tasty treat, and I was eating some last night, as a matter of fact. Cut it into a postcard-sized shape of something. And suddenly, voila, you have a postcard. Now, what you do with this postcard is you flip it over. You get yourself a pen, and you draw some lines, all right? The first line you draw is right down the middle, okay? So here's our lovely postcard, sweet potato cracker postcard, all right? I think it's pretty funny, actually, sweet potato cracker. That should be a band name, the Sweet Potato Crackers, okay? Draw yourself line down the middle, okay? If you want people to write you back, what I always do is I use my return address stamp for Postcards, P.O. Box 1252, Westbrook, Maine, 04098. Okay, so then we go, and we just find a nice place to put that. All right, doesn't have to be perfect. You can also just use a pen, use a small pen. I like to use Sharpies of various sizes and so forth, because what I get is nice dark lines. So that's not perfect, right? And then you write yourself over here on this part, write a little message. Over here, this is what you write. Postcards, care of Jenny Van West Music. etc. Or you send it to grandma, or you send it to your Aunt Betty, or you send it to your kids who are at college. And all you got to do is write a short note on there that just says, just thinking of you, or hey, how's it going? Or something completely out of left field, like the turtles took over the blue car and now they're on the lam, right? Just something super random that's hilarious that'll make somebody go, what on earth are you talking about? I better write them back, right? Because you got their attention. Then what you do is you put a little stamp right here. And there are actual postcard stamps that you could get at stamps.com, or you go to the USPS and stand in line with your mask on and get some stamps, okay? Or you can just dig around in your drawer and find a forever stamp and stick it on there. That will work too. Drop this sucker in the mail or stick it on your mailbox, and for whatever it costs to send a postcard these days, I can't even remember actually, I should look that up. This is something that I personally should know. It will be delivered directly to your recipient. Directly to your recipient. They will get it in their P.O. box or on their mailbox, and you will be heralded as one of the great postcard writers ever, because nobody gets postcards anymore. And let me tell you something. We have a really dedicated mail carrier in our neighborhood, and I can see him sometimes when he's picking up the mail and I've written a bunch of postcards, and there's a big smile on his face. So think about that. It's like a present for everybody who has an opportunity to see it. It's a free message. This is not private, right? So nobody feels too bad about being like, oh, I wonder what this postcard is, you know? So there's might be some recipients in between that you don't know about, okay? Makes everybody's day. So write a postcard, P.O. Box 1252, Westbrook, Maine, 04098. Let's see, we've got some, yes, Diggy. I know, I got 3 hours of sleep. I don't know what happened. I think it was my absolutely fabulous weekend, and I haven't really had one of those in a while to that degree. And when I'm traveling and touring and stuff like that, there's a lot of experiences like that. There's a lot of highs, there's a lot of conversations, there's a lot to process. And so I have to be really, really careful about my sleep, and I have a whole system for making sure that I get enough sleep every night when I'm traveling. At least I hedge my bets in that direction, right? So sleep is very important. This is something I learned when I started touring, and it's true. Sleep is essential. So what happened was I produced a show on Friday night called the International Open Mic. It was the first time we've had one of those at this wonderful little theater here in Portland called Mayo Street Arts. Check it out. It's an incredible space, and we do shows in there. We did about 10 of them before the pandemic, and then this last Friday we did one for the first time in 2 years. And it was a smaller show. It was fantastic. We had great sound support. Everybody had a fabulous time. Everybody was tested or vaxxed. All the performers had to be both. Everybody did a great job. We had a fabulous time. It was like a family reunion. So that was Friday. Okay, enough talking. Let's see what else is going on here. I got 12 hours of sleep. I slept some. Hilarious. Okay. You should be revived from my sleep. Yeah, that would be nice if we could do sort of like a sleep pool, sort of like carpooling, owns a sleep pool, or like a talent pool, you know. That would be really great. I appreciate the thought, Diggy, because that would be really nice. Ayla Faye was super excited to get a postcard from you. Yes, I'm a little behind. She wrote to me a while ago, and I still have some postcards that I got to get out. So I'm glad she got her postcard. Really good. Yes, I actually had an Aunt Betty too. I'm just going to tell you, I had a great Aunt Betty. Yeah, I know. Okay. Forever postcard stamps too. Okay, I did not know that. That's news to me. I did not know that. Thank you, Emily Hansen, for this very important piece of postcards intel. Okay, that's good to know. Yes, got to get through those 3 dream cycles. Yeah, so last night was not the night. So I slept on the couch, and that's okay. That's okay. So I'm drinking my favorite yogi tea this morning, and probably sometime this afternoon I will take a little snooze. Okay, let's sing another song, people. So I picked out 3 songs for y'all today. I actually, because I was up last night, sort of, and I'll get back to more of the things that happened this weekend that were really, really fun as we go along, because I do like to share the good times. It's important to share the good times and celebrate them, especially these days, and then re-celebrate them and enjoy the memory of them and enjoy the vibe of them and continue to share appreciation for things. That's one of my mores as an artist. I try to just never forget what people have done for me or shared with me or anyway. So So this one, I picked out 2 songs called Mary. One is written by me, one's by Patty Griffin. Oops, I gave it away. Okay, so this one was written by me. This was a first song in what turned into kind of a series of songs about places and times that I never personally encountered, but I somehow felt connected to, that just came out of my imagination. And this was a song that, I don't know, it was about 10 years ago. I took a workshop with a guy named Bob Hamilton. Look him up. He's toured with Postmodern Jukebox. He's an incredible jazz guitarist and amazing banjo player, and lives in Palm Springs now, and you can take lessons with him if you're lucky. I took a couple lessons with him, but I learned some songwriting, got some songwriting material, sort of chops from him, from a class he taught for songwriters, and I was messing around with some stuff, like never learned the diatonic scale until I met Bob Hamilton, and what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I just got really frustrated writing this song, and so I played the chord progression backwards, and bada bing, bada boom, I had a song. All right, we'll see if I can get through it. I did a recording for my son, who's in music school, last night with the help of my husband on this song, because Baxter said he'd get an automatic A if he was told by his professor, yeah, if your mom wrote the song for your final project, if she actually wrote that, you get an automatic A. So guess what? Yeah, I told him he owes me a hug. All right, so here we go. Okay, here we go. I want to make sure I can remember it. Mary, why don't you come back home? There's some boys in the kitchen keeping real good time with their shoes on the old oak floor. And Lucy, why don't you dress in lace? He's been waiting in the parlor since 5 o'clock. Hurry now, it's getting late. And why does it always rain on Sunday? And why is the sky so blue on Monday? Letters come and go on Tuesday. Wednesday always finds me washing, and Thursday always leaves me wondering if Friday you'll be there with me. Mary, why don't you come back home? There's some boys in the kitchen keeping real good time with their shoes on the old oak floor. And Lucy, why don't you dress in lace? He's been waiting in the parlor since 5 o'clock. Hurry now, it's getting late. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, a little bit of Mary off my 2015 album, Something Real. And nice to warm that song back up again and give it. It's it's a plan of mine that I try to write songs that I can play for years and repeatedly and still feel like I love them. And so that's how hard I work on my songwriting. And so I hope you enjoyed it. And thank you. And yes, Penny Joe Pullis. All right, so here we go. Here's another great thing that happened this weekend. Yesterday there was a wonderful event, holiday hoedown put on by Magnolia Roads. There were 31 artists involved, doing some really fantastic original music, some Christmas carols. People went all out with their decorations. You know, it was really a fun time, all put together by Emily Hansen, Magnolia Roads. Emily, thank you for bringing us together once again. We've done, I think that was your 10th virtual festival that since we did we meaning the Magnolia Roads family community of musicians did a virtual show in 2020. So I think it's been 10, and it really, that track record really comes through. It was a great show, and all the artists were awesome. And so anyway, you can check it out, magnoliaroads.com. Magnolia Roads on Facebook. It should be up there, and it's going to be on YouTube soon. So anyway, moving right along, I just want to say good morning to everybody. 12th or 13th. Yeah, congrats. Thank you. Yep. Thea Wood, good to see you here this morning. How you doing? And we've got Jessica McPherson. Nice to see you. Tawny Ellis, Kathy Marshall. And just so great to have you all here this morning. All right, so new department, Steals and Deals. I feel like I need a sound effect for this one. I need a bell. I really need a ship's bell for this studio. I think that's where we're going with this. It needs to have the little logo on it and all that kind of stuff. All right, so let's start with Steals and Deals. All right, so if you're just joining us, this is what I get in my mailbox. And if there's no postcards, we always have Steals and Deals. But everybody, I did it sort of as a aggressive kind of like, hey, write me a postcard kind of move a couple months ago, and everybody loved it. So guess what? It's a new department. If you get circulars like this and you find a particularly good thing that you'd like to include on Steals and Deals, cut it out, put it on a postcard, and send it to me. All right? Or if it's too big, put it in an envelope. I'll read it. Okay, so first we're going to start with Hannaford, per usual, but I have something very fun to share after that. Poinsettias, 2 for $12. That's kind of a lot, in my opinion. And I just want to tell everybody, if you get a poinsettia, they're quite lovely, right? You see them all around. Here's what you do. If you get a poinsettia, don't water it too heavily, right? Keep it watered, but not too heavily, right? It needs to have some sun. And then when it starts to die back and drop its leaves, you can cut it back, okay? And give it a chance to rest. Just let it be a plant for a while. And then sometime in October, put it under a box for 6 weeks, okay? Let it get some darkness. Maybe 3 weeks is enough. Let it get some darkness, take the box off, start watering it again. It will think it had winter, and it will turn color again. This is what I'm told, all right? So poinsettia is 2 for $12. You can make it work for a long time, people. You could even grow a giant one, probably. Oh, yes, we have postcards. Do not worry. Oh, yeah, cowbell. There you go. And that's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir, we don't have any postcards today. There were no postcards in the mailbox, but we do have a letter from Grandma from North Goldovia. So that's coming up at 11:30. All right, so don't worry. And, okay, they're poisonous, so watch out for your dogs and cats. So maybe it's not such a great idea. Okay, here we go. Steals and Deals. We're off topic. All right, here we go. Off-the-bone hickory smoked oven-baked ham, or oven-baked ham, $7.99 a pound. Let's see, we've got Borzan cheese. Everybody maybe remembers Borzan cheese from the 70s. Well, they still make it, and it's still the most yummy thing on the planet. $5.99, totally worth it once in a while to get a $6 little block of Borzan cheese. Okay. All right, so let's move right along. So that's the news from Hannaford. All right, so we got 3 of them this time. Somebody's on to us. We got 3 of them in the mailbox this time. Shaw Brothers, okay? This is up in Maine here. I love Shaw Brothers. I'm going to tell you why. If you live in Portland, Maine, I want to tell you something. Go to the Westbrook Shaws. It's right down by Panera Bread and Kohl's and all that, okay? They have the best organic greens department in the city, okay? All from California, okay? So they don't stock local stuff, but in the wintertime, it's hard to get local stuff anyway. So I recommend going down to Shaw's, Westbrook, if you like to eat any kind of greens, collards, kale, dandelion greens, whatever. Somebody in there is taking care of business because you walk into the veg department and it's right there, okay? So some important notes from Shaw's. You can get a box of Cheerios for $1.58. You can also get a box of Keebler Vienna Fingers for $1.58. Okay? Or you can get 3 packs of A&W root beer for $8.88, which is commendable just for the number, right? Okay. All right, so that's Shaw Brothers. Now we have reached my favorite, because it looks like it walked right out of 1965, and that is Market Basket. Look at that graphic design. They win the prize for graphic design. Check it out. I don't like shopping there unless I'm looking for something on the cheap, particularly. It's good for certain things. I also don't like dealing with the parking lot because there's so many people that come down to shop at Market Basket because it just opened. But I just wanted to say, check out that graphic design. Boston cream pie, $7.99. There you have it, people. Steals and deals. Hope you liked it. And it's like the Postcards version of The Price is Right. Thank you. Let's see. Cowbells are $4 at Harbor Freight. Okay, great to know. Boat bell's expensive. Okay, I think cowbell is absolutely appropriate, and I appreciate that. $4 is right in keeping with our budget, which, by the way, I wanted to mention something. We're working on getting a little, we're working on covering our expenses here at Postcards. So I'm just going to make this really quick. Just want to say we had a nice offer from Emily Hansen at Magnolia Rose. $10 will get you Magnolia Road sticker, $25 for Magnolia Road's poster. You can send the Venmo to me at Jenny-Van West. And, we'll have some other things to tantalize you. Working on a Patreon level that's just going to be for Postcards listeners and stuff like that. So that you can get a little extra, little something once in a while from Postcards, and maybe even a postcard. So anyway, thanks for thinking about us again. $10 for Magnolia Road sticker, $25 Magnolia Road's poster. Those posters are beautiful. Go to magnoliaroads.com or their Facebook page and check them out. She's got a small stash of very frameable posters, okay? Really fun. Okay, so anyway, 11:27, it's time for a song. Okay, so here's the second Mary. All right, I was thinking about Christmas, like, what can I do? And I thought, actually, last night I was thinking about, well, I've been doing a little version of my Mary for my son's project at school. I told him also that maybe as payment, he can write me a song called Automatic A, because his professor said, yes, if your mom wrote the song, you get an automatic A. I think I already explained that. All right, let's do another song. So this is off of, this is a Patty Griffin song, and she's one of, her album Living with Ghosts in particular had a real impact on me when I got back into writing songs about 12 years ago. And if you haven't heard this album, Living with Ghosts, you might check it out. It's got, in my opinion, it's a front to back, brilliant, repeatable album. It's on the list with Joni Mitchell's Blue and Gillian Welch and David Rawlings' Heroin Harvest and Tom Petty's Hypnotic Eye for me. Like, these are the albums that I can listen to front to back a million times and backwards and forwards. But this one came off of her, I think was her second album called Flaming Red. Might have been her third. So let's give it a whack, shall we? Nice to see y'all here on Postcards. Let's do this. Mary, you're covered in roses, you're covered in ashes, you're covered in rain, you're covered in babies, you're covered in slashes, you're covered in wilderness, and covered in stains. You cast aside the sheet, you cast aside the shroud. Oh, another man has served the world proud. You greet another son, you lose another another one. It's on some sunny day, and always you stay, Mary. Jesus said, Mother, I couldn't stay another day longer. Flies right by and leaves a kiss upon her face, while the angels are singing his praises in a blaze of glory. Mary stays behind and starts cleaning up the place. Oh, Mary, she moves behind me. She leaves her fingerprints everywhere. Every time the snow drifts, every time the sand shifts, even when the night left, she's always there. Jesus said, Mother, I couldn't stay another day longer. Flies right by and leaves a kiss upon her face, while the angels are singing his praises in a blaze of glory. Mary stays behind, starts cleaning up the place. Oh, Mary, you're covered in roses, you're covered in ruin, you're covered in secrets, you're covered in treetops, you're covered in birds who can sing a million songs without any words. You cast aside the sheaths, you cast aside the shroud of another man who served the world proud. You greet another son, you lose another one on some sunny day, and always you stay, Mary. La 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 la. Song always gets to me. Jenny Van West coming to you live from the Postcard studio, where it's always 70 and sunny, and there's always a song to be sung. And outside today, it's kind of dreary and gray and beautiful. I love it like this. Although I do wish it was snowing. It was snowing in northern Maine today, but it's supposed to turn to rain. There's a flood warning for the coast. Just a lot of rain this week. So let's see what we got for comments. How you guys doing? Oh, yeah. Thank you for the love. I really appreciate that, Thea Wood. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And make sure I said hi to everybody. Who haven't I said hi to yet? I think we got everybody. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. So guess what? It's time to read the mail. I'm going to be banging on my $4 cowbell pretty soon. It's going to have a nice little postcard sticker on it. Bonk, bonk. Me and Will Ferrell banging on the cowbell. So yes, it's time to read the mail. We didn't get any postcards today, but if you missed the beginning of the show, I cleverly demonstrated how you can make a postcard out of a cracker box. See that? Okay, you just eat the crackers and then you cut out the. You don't even have to eat the crackers. Just take the cracker bag out, right? And you've got this nice box. You can make yourself a little postcard. All right. And if somebody wants this sent to them, I'll get rid of this part right here. If somebody would like to have the cracker postcard, why don't you tell me in the comments? I'm going to mail it to you. Okay. But this is my little demonstration today. If it's so easy. It's just so easy. Don't throw it out. Cut it up. Put a stamp on it. Send it to a friend. Send it to grandma. Send it to me. I want to say something while I'm putting my hat on. So the hat that I wear during the mail, if you missed this a couple weeks ago, Grandma lives on North Moldova. It's an island community of about 40 people off the north coast of Finland. And she writes to us every week. And she made a hat for me a couple weeks ago. It's pretty funny looking. I'm going to put it on. You ready? All right, here we go. Let's get letters from Grandma going. All right, here we go. Woo! It's warm. It's warm. Let's see if I can get my headphones over this thing. All right, so there we go, Grandma. I got my hat on. Let's read the mail. Okay, y'all ready? By the way, I am trying to get better about snapshotting postcards and putting them on our Facebook page right after the show. And so I'm just trying to do as we come, and then I'm going to catch up on some of the beautiful ones that have ended up on the Wall of Love this fall. We've been really blessed with, and we even have a lost mitten. See right there? We found a little lost mitten in the driveway. So that's in the postcard studio too. Anyway, letter from Grandma, guys. You ready? Okay. This is from Grandma, General Delivery, North Moldova. If you want to write to her, just send it to me at my P.O. Box, okay? December 1st, 2021. Dear grandchildren, I have been enjoying your show on the wireless. Last week's show with Keisha Bailey and Alan Thompson was a really fine one. In particular, I enjoyed their band name, Lady Couch, because it reminded me of my great Aunt Betty's little blue sofa I used to sit on with her cat Hiram. She would make a small tin cup of fresh cream from her cow Missy before I went to sleep in the box bed by her stone fireplace. Mail service is becoming more erratic as the storms cross the North Sea. By the way, the sheep are fine. Glad you love your hat. Made in traditional North Moldovan style, as you know. Remember, integrity first. Straight from Grandma, guys. Integrity first. Keep up the good work, and hi to all the listeners. Anyone wanting advice is welcome to ask. I think Grandma's bored, so you better write to her. Ask advice. It's a great chance to get from Grandma. Love, Grandma. Okay, so there we go. A letter from Grandma. Thank you, Grandma. We love you. Cheers to all the good folks and sheep on North Moldova. We're thinking about you. Glad you got the hatches battened down and all that. And we're going to keep you. We're going to give you something good to listen to on the wireless all the way through winter. All right, Grandma? Okay, so moving right along. Let's see, what else what did we talk about? Okay, so more stuff that happened this weekend. So we already talked about Friday night's International Open Mic at Mayo Street Arts. That's a show I started with some Congolese friends a number of years ago, and it took off, and we did 10 shows before the pandemic. And we just had a big reunion show on Friday night. It was really, really great and fun and COVID safe and all that good stuff. And then we talked about yesterday was the very wonderful Magnolia Roads Holiday Hoedown. It was live streamed yesterday, 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, but it's going to be up on YouTube soon, and I believe the live stream is up on Magnolia Road's Facebook page. You can go and watch it. It's 31 acts singing a song or two. It's about a 2-hour show. Just put that on. I was doing some cleaning and decorating yesterday while I was listening and making comments and having a great time, but just let that thing run, and you've got some really wonderful, fun holiday festivities. So if you're having a little party with family or something like that, throw that thing up on the big screen and let her rip. Okay, so the third cool thing that happened this weekend is Saturday. I have been, as some of you know, I have a little outfit called the IMC Portland. It was originally Maine Immigrant Musical Instrument Project, finding instruments for recent immigrants and their families, especially people who are seeking asylum, don't have work permits, got a lot of time on their hands. A lot of things can, depression and anxiety are big problems, when you're waiting around for stuff and you're away from your family. So that's evolved and changed and so forth. But I have a class, music class right now. I've been building with a pastor here in Portland. Most of his church is from Angola. Some of them speak no English, and I speak no Portuguese. So, and I don't speak Lingala or some of the other languages that some of those folks know who are, have Congolese backgrounds. But anyway, we had We had me, Erin Zeglin, and Sorcha Cribben Merrill. Some of you in Maine know who she is. She's a wonderful singer-songwriter and teacher. She came in to teach the little people. We had an incredible class on Saturday. I was just happy as a clam. More fun than a box of kittens. We had like 12 students that Saturday afternoon. So that was the other part of my weekend that was sandwiched in between a great virtual show and a great live show. So I'm just flying high. So I didn't sleep last night. It was like being on tour. Oh, great. Okay, so thank you. And yes, I'm have a meeting and have to run. Thanks for sharing starting my Monday off on the right foot. You're welcome, Thea. Yes, and rain. Okay, so rain dance on the West Coast. We got that. Got your point. That's good to know. So next thing I want to do, I want to play a little. Oh, you know what? I'm going to change out of this hat. I'm going to tell you why. This thing is made from Jacob sheep fleece, and it's unbelievably warm. This hat is unbelievably warm. And maybe Grandma sometime will make some more of these that we can sell on the show, because that would be super cool. This is hand spun Jacob fleece. She has some wonderful little look up four-horn Jacob sheep. They're super cute and bicolored. And so this is a cute little hat that she made out of that stuff. So I'm going to put my other hat back on if I can find it. Here we go. Ta-da! Okay, we'll flip up the brim so we know it's getting close to 12 o'clock and I don't forget to go off the air. All right. So I'm going to try this one. This is a new one, and it's I wrote it for you guys. I actually wrote it. I wrote it for the show yesterday for the virtual Magnolia Roads Virtual Fest. But truly, this is our first Postcards studio song that's been written since the Postcards song. And it's a holiday song, so we're going to be singing it every year. All right, let's see what we got. I'm feeling fat as a Santa and happy as a pig in the mud. I got a cute little tree and a moose in the pie just like Elmer Fudd. Grandma sent a letter and I had to keep me cozy and warm, because it's Christmas time in the Postcard studio. There's a fire in the wood stove and it's burning hot, and the lamps are lit and the family singing songs and all that groovy stuff. Put on a record and turn down the lights. We're gonna wait up for Santa tonight. You know it's Christmas time in the Postcard studio. Put out the cookies on a nice big plate. You know he'll be here, but it's gonna be late. Grandma sent a letter and I had to keep me warm. You know it's Christmas time at the Postcard studio. So put on a record and turn down the lights. You know we're gonna wait up for Santa tonight. It's Christmas time at the Postcard studio. You know it's Christmas time at the Postcard studio. You know it's Christmas time at the Postcard studio. Oh, oh. There you go. It is our new Postcard song. It's our holiday song. I'm going to be singing that every week until we get through the 12 days of Christmas, which you know I love to celebrate. If you've been paying attention last year, if you were on the show last year, around the show, you remember I love the 12 days of Christmas. So we celebrate Christmas right through January 6th, which is traditionally Epiphany. And we're going to be talking about, during that time, we'll be talking about a Appalachian tradition called Breaking Up Christmas. We'll be touching on that a little bit. I'm a fan. I would love to see a little more of, I'd like to, I have some roots in Lower Appalachia in the South, and the whole Breaking Up Christmas thing possibly was a part of my family, that came from Mississippi. So I'm curious. I'm learning about it. I think it might be a little further a tradition. It's a little further north than that, like North Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia. But we'll be learning about it together. Breaking Up Christmas coming to you between the 25th and the 25th of December and the 6th of January. All right. So it is time to talk about what's coming up before we have another song to go out. I don't even know what I'm going to play. All right, so I just want to say another shout out to M. Hansen, Magnolia Roads, for doing all our booking and artist relations. Thank you, Emily. You are a great human being. So what we've got coming up, December 9th, that's next. That's the day. That's 3 days from now. I think I lost a weekend in there. 3 days from now, we have got December 9th. We've got LEE ZIMMERMAN coming up. Music writer, reviewer, podcaster. He was involved with the release of Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville. He's got probably a tale to tell, and really looking forward to speaking with LEE ZIMMERMAN on Thursday. Next week. On the 16th, we have Jimmy PALACIOS. He is from Gimme Country. He is a NOLA radio host, and really looking forward to speaking with him. We're going to be taking a break for the holidays, get a little rest, write to Grandma, and open some presents. And we'll be back on January 6th, which is Epiphany. It will be the last day of Breaking Up Christmas. We will be talking about that on January 6th. And we will be joined on January 6th with first show of 2022 with one of my very favorite people. And that's Kenny Raskin, coming to us live from Massachusetts. He's a singer-songwriter, actor, and clown. He has been in Cirque du Soleil. He has some gold records. He's performed on Broadway extensively, and extensively meaning for a long run. He was in Beauty and the Beast, and anyway, he is just more fun than a box of kittens. He taught me how to do double takes. We'll be working on that. Maybe he can give us a lesson on January 6th. So anyway, looking forward to the 9th, LEE ZIMMERMAN, 16th, Jimmy PALACIOS, and holiday break, and then January 6th, we'll be back with Kenny Raskin, first show of 2022. And I want to give a shout out to Eric Stone, who was on our show last week. Eric, it was a pleasure to meet you. Thank you for being on the show. We had plans to get Amelia Spicer in here, but she ended up being unavailable. So we had a visit from Eric Stone. And if you didn't see last week's show, it was a lot of fun. He's a really cool guy and has really, really interesting stuff to teach and talk about with the music industry and his own particular world there. So check it out, last week's show. Also, he's in the Magnolia Roads holiday show with a light up, a jacket, like a sport coat with lights in it. And I was blown away. So anyway, there you go. Let's see. What didn't I talk about? Did we miss anything? I don't think so. Okay. We've been sharing some recipes on here, and I want to give a quick shout out to one particular recipe of mine that I'm just going to tell you because it's super simple. It is hot chocolate season. Okay, and here at the Postcard Studio, we take our hot chocolate extremely seriously, and I want to tell you, this is how you do it. Don't get Swiss Miss, unless that's just absolutely your jam, and that's all you care about, okay? But there's a better way to do it. Get yourself some really good fair trade Dutch processed cocoa, okay? Make sure it's fair trade, so there's no children or slavery involved, all right? And then what you do is you get some soy milk, some oat milk, regular milk. You can add a little bit of half and half to any of those if you want to cream it up. Get some cream in there. Get that little bit of nice, delicious goodness in there. Heat it in a small pan, okay, or a small saucepan, all right? Heat it up and make sure it doesn't burn, all right? It's going to take about 4 or 5 minutes on a low setting to get that to warm up, all right? Once it starts to warm up and the steam starts to come off, get yourself about a tablespoon of that good Dutch processed cocoa, fair trade, with a whisk, You want to start beating it up so that it's going to take a minute for it to, all the bumps to get out. All right. And you'll know if you have too much because it'll fall to the bottom, right? So you can do less next time. But get in there, like it nice and strong. You can add some good raw sugar, a little bit of honey, or if you're like up in the northern climes and you like a little taste of Canada or Maine or Vermont, put a little maple syrup in there. All right. Mix that thing up, pour it in there, and then put a marshmallow on it. Put a marshmallow on it. Okay. That's how you make your own Postcard Studio homemade hot chocolate, all right? Which is actually not what I'm drinking right now. I'm just going to secretly tell you that. All right, so let's see. I think we're, I'm okay. Blah, 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 blah. I think we did it. I think we did it. I only got 3 hours of sleep last night, so forgive me if I'm a little a little off the wall today. It's been absolutely wonderful being here with you in the Postcard Studio this morning. And, you know, let's do one more song. Let's do one more song. Okay, I tell you what I want to do. I want to play a straight up Maine song. It reminds me of summer, and that's my song. It's one of 2 songs I've written about dogs. It's called Nellie. Well, Nellie ran off with the butcher's son, had a bone in his pocket, nothing could be done. Follow him anywhere under the sun. Nellie, won't you come back home? Well, she's about this tall and cute as can be. I saw her at the barber shop late last week. I kiss you all over for a peck on the cheek. Nellie, won't you come back home? Nellie, come home to your kin, 'cause we don't know what you done, and we don't know where you've been. We're gonna sit right down by the railroad track and count them cars till you come back, and catch you up in a hickory sack. Nellie, won't you come back home? Wabba-dee, ba-dee, ba-ba-dee, ba-ba-dee, ba-ba, ba-ba-dee, ba-ba, ba-ba-dee, ba-ba-dee, ba-dee, ba-dee, ba-ba, ba-da, ba-ba, ba-ba. Well, Nellie's got a problem chasing cars and treeing cats in the neighbor's yard, begging for scraps at the restaurant. Nellie, won't you come back home? Well, she's a good old gal, always making friends, and she'll love you up if you lose or win. At the screen door, just let her in. Nellie, won't you come back home? Nellie, come home to your kin, 'cause we don't know what you done, and we don't know where you've been. We're gonna sit right down by the railroad track and count them cars till you come back, and catch you up in a hickory sack. Nellie, won't you come back home? We're gonna sit right down by the railroad track and count them cars till you come back, catch you up in a hickory sack. Nellie, won't you come back home? Well, there you go. A little shout out from Nellie and to Nellie, and she's out there somewhere running around. Time to come home. I got to tell you a quick story about that song before we go off the air. For those of you who are interested, and even if you're not, I'm going to tell it anyway. So Nellie, I played that song at a house concert up in Blue Hill, Maine, and it was I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago. It was right after my record came out. Maybe about 6 years ago. I was up there with my good friend Lisa Redfern, and I was getting my head in the game, and I was feeling pretty good for the show. Right before the show, she pulls me aside into the laundry room, and she says, "Noel Paul Stooky's here," and I'm like, I don't even know who that is. She goes, "Peter, Paul, and Mary. He lives in Blue Hill, and he's here." And I was like, and she was really nervous, and I was like, oh my God, okay. And guess what? If you've met Noel Paul Stooky, you know that he is. You've ever had a the pleasure of having this human being in your audience, you know he is the best audience member. Guy's been there, done that. He knows how to sit in an audience and really pay attention. And he came up to me afterwards and he said, I just want you to know Nellie's a classic. And he said, maybe sometime you could write a third verse where she comes home with the puppies. And I was like, that's true. And Noel Paul Stuckey from Peter, Paul and Mary asked me to write a third verse to Nellie. And guess what? I haven't done it yet. So there you go. Noel, if you're listening, I think I better get on that. So anyway, cheers, everybody. We're going to go over the postcard song in the usual manner. It has been an absolute pleasure being here with you. Just remember, send a postcard, P.O. Box 1252, Westbrook, Maine, 04098. You can write to Grandma. You want to write to Grandma? Write to Grandma. Write to your own grandma if you've got one. I don't have I got one grandma. She lives in North Moldova now. Actually, she's just called Grandma. All right. Thanks, Diggy. I appreciate it. And great to see you here this morning. And thanks for being here always and giving the shouts and the hollers and all that good stuff. I really do appreciate it. Emily Hansen. Let's say a hello, goodbye to everybody. Penny Jo Polis from Tex Chromosome down in Austin. Can't wait to see you in March. Theo McHugh Wood coming to us from Detroit. Hope you have a great day at work. And Jessica McPherson, Tawny Allison, Kathy Marshall, thanks for tuning in this morning. And all y'all who are listening later, give a shout out to my Aunt Marge, my father-in-law Jim Van West, my brother-in-law Peter Van West. Love you guys. And everybody else who likes to listen overnight to put them. Some people say it helps them get back to sleep, and maybe that's what I should do. But anyway, I'm gonna go take a nap later today. It's been an absolute pleasure. And let me just make sure I'm in tune here, and then we're gonna do it. Then we're gonna do it. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you about. One last thing. I have a second Sunday residency at a wonderful local club called Blue here in Portland, and that's this coming Sunday. I am working on. Last time it didn't work out so well. I'm working on my live streaming skills out and about. And what's going to happen is that's going to become a Patreon perk. Sometime this winter, I'm going to turn that into a Patreon perk. So for, a small donation a month, you get access to a live stream Jenny Van West concert with Jenny Van West and friends. You never know who's going to be on the show. This coming Sunday, it's my dear friend and producer of my first year recordings, Ed Desjardins. He's a wonderful, amazing songwriter and multi-instrumentalist who lives here in Maine. We've performed together a ton. We're probably going to do some songs together. Maybe we'll do that Patty Griffin song I played earlier. So that'll be Sunday night. Say a prayer for my live streaming. Last time it fell apart, but I'm working on my remote live streaming. So I appreciate the support. We plug right into the board and get a good sound out of everything. So without further ado, I'm just going to say thank you. And I love you guys, and I will see you on Thursday. And next Monday, and the Monday and Thursdays after that. And special thanks to the Key of B, who is one of our sponsors today, the humble Key of B. When you're down and you're blue and you don't know what to do, just write a postcard. When you're feeling fine and there's something on your mind, just write a postcard. Don't you know Grandma loves this show? She listens every time. You don't need a reason, you don't need a rhyme to write a postcard. The P.O. Box 1252, just write a postcard. 04098, just write a postcard to Westbrook, Maine, 'cause Grandma loves this show. Thanks everybody. Hope you guys have a great Monday. Lots of love, and I will see you guys later.